Hello viewers, today seems to be the first nice summer morning that we've had so far this year. Temperatures is already in the upper 70s and the sun is strong and the ground is dry, so I'm going to go outside and take a look at what kind of work has to be done in the raspberry fields. Now finally starting to get some nice leaf coverage on the trees. Okay, so here's patch 1. This is the original patch. It doesn't produce too much anymore because once the leaves come on the trees, it doesn't get a whole lot of sun, so the berries tend to be kind of small from this patch. But we got some flies out here today. Well, nonetheless, I'm keeping it going because it does still produce a little bit. Some of the plants have not made it through the winter. So what I'm going to do is I'll go around and cut out all these ones that don't have leaves on them and that are gray. Some of the plants, like this one here, are not dead. They're just slow to start. If you look real close, you'll see that they do have some buds on there. There's a chance these may not make it, and if they don't make it, I'll cut them out later. But I'm going to leave them in there for now and give them a shot at least. This branch here, this is done. So we'll cut that one out. There's one over there that's got to go. And a couple of those back plants that just never see the sun have also ceased to exist in a healthy manner. So I'm going to remove those as well. And they redo the drip line as well because that's not really in the right place anymore. There's some new plants coming up, which is good. We got some there and some there. I may remove these and put them over somewhere where they're actually going to do better. This patch, unfortunately, looks like most of the plants have not made it. This one is done for, so is the other one. Although we do have one branch from there still. This one looks like it's not going to make it, and that one back there looks like it's not going to make it. This patch does get a reasonable amount of sun, so I may take some of those plants from that patch and put them over here. And now for the messy patches. This is going to be fun to clean up. This patch produces the most berries. Got some pretty good sun exposure. And it's just messy. There's all this junk here. I don't know where this even came from. And get rid of all that. Well, let's go in here and take a closer look. Now the mint is growing right in the walkway, which is just fantastic. So, I don't know if you can see this too well in the video. It's kind of overexposed. But, see, all these plants over here are doing reasonably well. And these aren't really doing anything. And I believe the source of the problem is this particular tree here. Now, I let this grow up, and I shouldn't have done that because now I got to take it out. It's a very fast-growing tree. It just got out of hand. I was going to tame it and keep it small, but it's gotten too large now. And as you can see, it's producing a shade cover over this portion of the berries. And I'm not having that, so that unfortunately has to get taken out. And the same is to be said about this other tree over here. This one. This is a tula tree, so I'd hate to take it down, but these they make a mess, and it's beginning, well, it's probably going to shade that patch over there. It's not too out of hand yet, so I'm going to try to just tame it back a bit. You know, cut it probably halfway in size and see how that does. Hopefully that'll be okay. This has got to be trimmed. I don't even know what this is, but it's kind of cool, so I just let it grow there. It looks like most of the plants have survived from this patch, which is good. There's a couple we'll have to thin out, do a little thatching. There is another problem I've been having in this particular patch, And I will show you what it is. It's these vines. These things grow up in a matter of 2 or 3 days, and they just go nuts. They grab on the stuff. You can see it did it right there. And they're just really aggressive. And like I said, they'll come up in 2 or 3 days and get this big. So I have to go around and cut all these down. There's 2 of them there. And oh, jeez, getting attacked here. There's a fair number of them starting over here as well. And there's a whole bunch of weeds back there. So we got to get that under control before that gets completely out of control. And so yeah, this is going to take a fair bit of effort. And this is going to be a multi-day project between all of the patches. This one over here, this used to have raspberries. It had this big bush right here, and it actually produced quite a bit last year. So I think, unfortunately, it's spent its time. So there may not be any more raspberries. These plants here, these are blackberries. They've never really produced much for me, but I think this will just end up being a solid blackberry patch this year. And we also have that dopey vine over here. It's on there too. It's getting out of control. So we're going to take care of that as well. There used to be strawberries in there, but they don't seem to have made it. I think they got too choked up by the junk in there. Here's 2 blueberry bushes. These have never produced anything. This one's finally getting to a reasonable growth. There's all this stuff in here which I have to take out. But we'll see what these do this year. Hopefully they do something. Now here we have raspberries. This patch looks like it is not going to make it. Possibly it could make it, but it looks like it's not going to make it. So that may just be abandoned actually, unless new stuff starts to grow up. You got the peach tree, that seems to be doing well. Forsythia bush, which needs to be trimmed. And unfortunately, it looks like this patch really isn't going to make it at all. It's all dead over here too. And this is a case of, we have that stupid vine. You can see what it does. It kind of grows up real tight around the branches there. And it's almost impossible to get off once it gets going. This little tree here actually produced quite a bit last year. You can see it had several clusters of berries on it. Yeah, this is a really bad time to record. And it looks like it came back okay. So I'll probably cover this one as well. Got some other things to do around here. I gotta tame this again. This is getting out of hand. It's really getting out of control. Gotta cut that back. And that Forsythia is doing great, but it's got to be trimmed back because it's going to end up shading the peach tree. And the last patch is over here. Can't see it too well, but there it is. This is a relatively new patch. I think it's only 2 years old, so it's not quite to the point where the plants will be phasing out yet. Probably another year or 2 out of this one before it needs new plants. Well, yeah, so there's that. Those are the raspberries. I'll do an update video once everything gets cleaned out. So thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, and out.